movie am I going to play first on this laserdiscs? Got the I think I'll try this. Yeah, just Japan. Japan. Oops. There. Okay. So I'll use that player. So first movie I want to look at is the Domino pizzas. See, G. Hammond. I want a pizza. I want to get takeaway. Get it delivered. Okay. So I guess that's going to be pan and scan. Subtitling is going to be within the picture area. That's not a problem. Okay. Is this okay? Yeah, it's okay. I guess that movie's Dolby Stereo, so whatever. Oh, did I forget the grape? Grapes. Projector's turned on. All right, Bear. Okay, got water. Turn the light off. Oh, where is it? Turn that on. 1, 2, 3. I call that up. Oh, turn on the put the CP200 in if I want to use the CP5 CD200. Okay. Oh. Wake up machine. Oh, that's not what it was. Okay, okie dokie. That's still running on that, huh? Let's stop that. I think I had it on the CP. I had it on the CP200 last time. Switch it over to PCO. Switch it over to the D. I'm going to use the DSU. I'm going to use the DSU. Where is it? This was the. That's it. So. Switch the HDMI. That's it. Switch that from analog over to HDMI. Or at least on the HDMI number 1. Laserdisc 1. Switch that over to which one's that? HDMI number 6. Switch that over to HDMI number 6. Okay. Where's the remote for the projector? Oh, that's not it. It's the air conditioner. Oh, there it is. On, off, 1010. Okay. Okay, switch it over to Laserdisc. Laserdisc. Put those into the normal mode. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Where's the audio? And this is a startup issue here. I think it's usually a startup issue. Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm on the HDMI signal. I'm not on the optical port. Turn that back on. Yeah, it's on the optical. Complicated system. It's optical 1, 2, or 3. It's one of those. Okay, so I've got no sound because it's on the optical. It's not on the HDMI. Inputs. Try optical number 1. No. Oh, yes, got sound.
It's reached a point when they could take an ordinary man and so manipulate him that they could get him to kill the most important person in the world.
DSU. Crikey, these sound effects.
Like the hero of a book written by Franz Kafka 50 years ago, we feel
That
ourselves
narration
powerless,
voice sounds very
unable to
familiar.
control anymore what really happens to us.
I knew it would have all the
Victims
Japanese
some appalling
subtitle in the
conspiracy.
pan and scan image.
What authority could they represent? Listen to me. What authority could they represent? Represent. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to watch what happened to this ordinary man. He lived in a country with a legal constitution. All the laws were in force. Like many of his generation, he was sent to fight in Vietnam. He survived, fell in love, got into... He survived, fell in love, got into trouble, wound up in jail. Then they really started to work on him. He fell victim to what they call the domino principle, the irresistible force of chain reaction. Someday soon a rising wind is gonna carry me away. I've decided to yes, the promise will come. Harbor and a haven for my soul. No more weight upon my shoulder.
So it doesn't matter much if I switch through the audio thing here because it's going out on PCM. But it switches the digital left or right off or anything.
It's been tugging at my sleeve. There's a pattern in the jigsaw. If I
Well, it hasn't got any chapter code on it. Picture looks kind of okay. Put the time on. What's it? Time. Just go whiz through it up to about maybe 15 minutes. Sometimes they might have Q dots at around maybe 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. Oh, it's got what's it guy in it? Richard.
Pressure to this.
Richard. What do you call it? Richard. What's his name? Edward or Richard something Edmark or whatever. Yeah, it's got that guy from the what's it in it?
Meeting.
Yeah, Roller Coaster and Coma and well, he was creepy in that movie, Coma. Yeah.
This meeting, I promise you. I just thought we ought to have a little talk.
Might be a mono sound mix. I don't know.
I represent a group of people who might be able to help you.
District Attorney's Office, Parole Board.
No. I have nothing to do with that end of it. But there are lots of ways to skin a cat.
Excuse me.
No, I have nothing to do with that end of it. But there are lots of ways to skin a cat. Skin a cat. Skin a cat.
You could rephrase that, could you? I just don't like that. I just don't like that word.
In return. Nothing in return. Like what?
It's got a bit of kind of, I'm not sure, a bit of noise on the soundtrack, sort of noise there. I don't mind it. probably use the Dolby. If I went through the CP200, I'd probably use the noise reduction or something on it. But, picture's not too bad, you know. Don't know why everyone's running around with all this 4K stuff.
I'm in here for at least 15 more years. 15 more years.
Reduce the aspect ratio thing here. So it's it looks like a 4:3 and it's gone auto mode, and so and just zoom it down a bit. And leave it like that.
What about this?
Warden just thought we were a couple of okay guys. Isn't it?
I told you what boat camp said. We had a good record, so we rated better.
See if it's got any Q dots on it. Coming up 15 minutes.
Marksman, Purple Heart, Sergeant Stripes.
Oh, it's this guy again. Oh,
Yeah,
that guy again.
was at the gluteus for discharge.
I've not seen any Q dot yet. I'll take it up to about 20 minutes. Take it up to about 20.
Always has.
Excuse for a woman. 28 days. I'm getting her period every 28 days. Every 28 days. Period every 28 days. And she was. Listen, swordsman, can we go back to the delicate?
Yeah, it's got a bit of a noisy on the soundtrack, like it's picking up the actual, you know, without it being really cleaned up sort of thing. It's picking up all those, yeah, all that. It sounds like film, you know. You see scratches and then scratches and dirt on it. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised to see a Q dot. I'm getting near 19
It's
minutes.
important. You want to take?
Let's see. Just let it play a little bit.
Just a couple of more things we need to know. In Vietnam, what kind of an outfit were you with?
Search and destroy.
And what does that mean exactly?
So that means exactly what it sounds like, what it means. We went out looking for gooks, and we tried to kill them before they tried to kill us. Before they tried to kill us.
I never got to see any action, but I always wondered what it was like to kill another human being.
Are you asking me what it's like?
Yes, if you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, it's like swatting a fly. No. Let's see, it's more like getting laid. Yeah. That's what it's like. After the first time, it comes easy.
I know this is personal.
No,
about
I
your wife,
don't think there'd be Q
What about
dots
her?
here, unless of course it's pan scanned
What
and
makes you
it's.
think that?
But
We have the
no,
trial transcripts.
I would guess.
Oh, well, we know all about Riggins. How'd you happen to marry a man like that?
Around. Being in the same house, in bed, not either.
So the two of you
got a very bit of a hum on the soundtrack. You know, that'd be the magnetic soundtrack recording and such. Quite nice, nice bit of scratches on it. I like scratches.
Tucker.
Oh, I've just got a sixth sense. I'm going to see a
Tag says
cue
you're
dot.
innocent.
Because this scene's going to
Says Reagan
change
killed
into another
himself.
scene in a moment, and if it
Too
does,
bad
but
Tag wasn't on the
it's
jury.
22 minutes. 22 minutes.
says
So,
Just me.
haven't seen a cue dot yet.
Tag.
I'd kill him again. And better write it a couple of times.
Oh, it's that guy again from Roller Coaster.
And who's here?
Oh, he's taking pictures. I don't think this has got any cue dots on it. It's a very slow movie.
I don't know. They take you out of here and they own you. Your pair of hands, they own. Nobody's going to miss a number if they get rid of you.
Who's they? You keep talking about they.
They? I've
Take
heard
you
that
out of here and they
before.
own you. Your pair of hands, they own. Nobody's going to miss a number if they get rid of you.
Who's they? You keep talking about they. Who's they? You keep talking about they. Who's they? You keep talking about they. They? You keep talking about they.
That sounds so ADR-ish. That sounds so audio looped, all that ADR, automated dialogue replacement.
Who do you think?
Most of all, people with no nothing.
Crikey, this is a boring movie. Maybe I should have got something with Clint Eastwood in it. Feel lucky, punk. Oh, now it's getting interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, it's getting a bit. What's it again? It's only usually 60 minutes on each side of a laserdisc mostly. Sometimes it only might be about 40 or maybe about 57 minutes. See how many minutes it goes up to. Is there no chapter stops up? Oh, hang on. Is that...
Kill you and me on this car right now. There's not going to be any arrest. There's not this car right now.
I thought that was Inspector Dreyfus from the Pink Panther. I think this was an early 80s movie. Oh, look, 747. Oh, it's Pan Am. Well, this is definitely an 80s movie. I can tell you that. Pan Am is no longer around anymore. Oh, 747. I've been on a Pan Am DC-10. Yeah, Pan Am. Wow. Fly me to the moon. Da, 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 da. Yeah, remember when they said they were going to fly you to the moon? What a load of bullshit. What a scam, actually. I'm not into love scenes with Gene Hackman. Where's the action? Where's the action? Because he's better when he's doing action. I mean, 54 minutes it goes up to on this side. Okay, I'll manual change over the laserdisc to the other side. I'll get through all this in a few hours, I think. Save the best for last, Casablanca. Well, the movie's not exactly Star Wars, which I don't really particularly care about Star Wars much anymore now. But it's not Star Wars, I can tell you that. Could you imagine Gene Hackman in Star Wars? Use the force, kid. Oh, it's a Jeep. Picture colour sort of looks almost identical between the OLED and the projector. I only adjusted a small setting on the colour thing the other night as I was looking at the black and white image of a movie, and I can sort of see the shade kind of looks a little bit reddish in the projector, and I adjusted the red colour a little bit. And I noticed the shade then looking a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah. Just whiz through it. Oh, it's got that guy again from the. What's it? What's it? Richard something. What's his name? Woodmer. I can't forget the name of the actor. Richard. What's his name? He was in Roller Coaster in Coma. Very dodgy in Coma. He was a crazy doctor, wasn't he? I've never met many crazy doctors, actually. But if I saw anyone that looked like him, flipping that, I'd be running. Oh, that looks like an interesting location. Oh, I thought this was about action and such. Oh, now he's using an M16. I don't like violence. No blasters, no lightsabers, no force in this movie. God, this movie's bloody boring. Oh, that's interesting. Play that and have a look at that again. I like the way that neon lighting looks on there. That neon lighting. It looks like very photorealistic. Unlike crappy movies that people. I don't know why you praise it on that crap 4K. You know, that Blade Runner Part 2 movie where he's eating rice or noodles, and you got all that stupid sound effect noise on over the overhead speakers, and you got those women that walk up. Oh, he's a Blade Runner. But if you look at the background and the neon lighting, it looks so unphotorealistic. Believe me. I don't know what they did on the colorist. The colorist. Yeah, I think they're colorblind actually, because it's so exaggerated in the output of the color, and you just got to throw that bloody crap movie in the bin. It's not reference quality. Doesn't even look bloody natural because it's all filmed digitally, and then the colorist is bloody colorblind. It looks crap. But here I can, I know what to look for, I know what to listen for, I know what to feel for. Yeah, and boom. Looks pretty naturalish, that does. Neon lighting. And it's red. Huh. You look at Blade Runner and the neon lighting, it looks photo color realistic. But that crappy Blade Runner 2020, whatever it is, oh dear. It's a waste of time. I think the director has no bloody clue. He's a terrible director. He's got no sound sense whatsoever. That's why we if you read something about that 20 Blade Runner, whatever, he says, I've really got no idea or clue. I'll leave it to you guys. I trust you guys. Yeah, and then the bloody movie ends up sounding absolutely dreadful. It sounds so bloody loud. I mean, really unnecessarily loud. Where you got to either turn the fader level down in the home because, but if you go to a cinema, it's going to be deafening. You're going to have to wear earplugs. I've only watched one of his rubbish other movies, that Dune 2, and I had to wear earplugs for the entire 3 hours. That's stupid. 3 hours wearing earplugs. Really? Anyway, I don't think this movie's got any Q dots on it. I don't think there are any Q dots on this one. It looks like it could, but yeah. Oh, he's flying around in a helicopter again. He's shooting people. Oh, crikey! Is that what this movie's about? Oh, something blew up there. Oh, he's in a fancy Art Deco home.
I want to see my wife, and I want to see her now. Network will be. You're still. You're still.
Well, it's getting pretty near to the end of the movie here. It's probably only a 90-minute movie. Is that 50 on minutes? So it's 60, 70, 80. Could be 100 minute. Could be about 100 minute. Well, it's up to 40 minute there. Well, it's getting near the end. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Sooner or later, you'll give up. But Jesus, if you're gonna do.
Oh, that's it. Oh, it's got some Japanese subtitles on the end. I made that up. I can't speak Japanese. Okay, get something else on that's probably a little bit more entertaining. Well, those were sent as compliments with the laserdisc. The Casa. What was it? I was buying the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'll get around to that momentarily. That movie. Oh gosh, they're giant sea pods. You're next. I'll give this movie with Gene Hackman. I'll give this we'll give it 2 thumbs down. I'll give it 2 thumbs down. I don't know, heads or tails. Maybe legs diamond. Legs. Maybe legs diamond. Sounds more badass than Gene Hackman. Maybe. Oh, this is black and white. It's a black and white movie. Okie dokie. So that's actually there'll be a few black and white movies shown here in the THX cinema tonight. The ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it. I finished those grapes? Almost. think I got a loose. I think there's a sort of bit of a ground connection here somewhere. Oh yeah. So you get that in stereo. And then the movie, of course, would be in mono. I think this has got chapter stops on it. Oh yeah, it's got chapter stops on it. Yeah. The grade of the black and white between the OLED and the projector is a little bit off. So there's another few colors to adjust on this projector to get the tone, because it's difficult when looking at actual colors, but I can definitely see it in the black and white. So it's like adjusting the RGBs, or the, I don't exactly have the actual device to check the CMS, because you need a spectrometer meter to go into a computer and then look at all the color value frequencies. Yeah.
All right.
It's just a little bit off there. So it looks black and white, but I can just tell the tone is slightly different. So it looks a bit reddish. Let's go up a bit now. Slow it down a bit. Bias. And if I turn the bias down a bit, yeah, I can see the shade changing a bit.
Myrtle.
But
I just met her out in front of the show.
I'm trying to do, which probably not impossible, is try to mirror the get a mirror image on the black and white on the OLED and on the projector. But it's not impossible. It's just take a little juggling the colors around and contrast brightness as well, because that will change the texture as well as maybe making a slight adjustment on the OLED. But yeah, I need a spectrometer. Spectrometer meter things, they're not cheap. Cost a few hundred just to. Otherwise, I'm thinking there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way that you can use another video device and it could see something like maybe my DSLR camera, because it's got something on the meter thing that could look at when you take a picture, and then it can see all the where some of the contrasts or a little peaking, a little bit spiking, a little bit too high, where they could have been lowered down a little bit in the actual photo image or such. What's this guy doing? Oh, all right. Is he some sort of cat burglar or something? Oh, leg diamonds. Oh, that makes sense. Leg diamonds. Oh, right. I get it now. There's a guy that goes around and he does right. He's legs and he's diamond. Yeah, right. Okay, I can see what he's doing here now. That's what. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I get it. Oh, that's
What's happened?
That's our table. This is Miss Schiffer's table, but I guess she won't mind if you sit there.
I think they've had the soundtrack cleaned up on this a little bit, because the soundtrack on the other movie, the Domino Pizza one with Gene Hackman, that sounded very noisy because I could hear all the sort of qualities of the magnetic soundtrack.
Hey, that's good in a 5 and dime bag.
But I am listening.
You got the cash? You can do business on credit. Let's see it. Me first.
Actually, Mr. Yeah, hold it, boy. Yeah.
I think I definitely got a what's it on that lead because it's pulling, it's stretching a little bit. I'm just going to give it a little wiggle.
Darling, it's getting awfully late. Would you mind if someone drives me home?
Of course not, honey. I'll see you at 6 for cuts.
Would you be kind enough?
Pleasure.
Well, here we are, Mr. Diamond. Isn't this what you wanted? And you're not afraid.
It's still doing it. It's definitely a ground. It's definitely a ground.
You won't kill me.
He can't kill me. I'm the man with the gun.
Oh,
A big chance.
it's difficult to do this. It's a two-person thing. One person's got to wiggle it while I observe it. I just need to pull that lead a little bit the other way so it's not too tight because it's not got much slack in it. And it could be pulling and it could be, yeah. If it breaks, then, well, it's not a problem. Which means I've just got to yank the bloody cable out, cut the bloody end off, find another cable that's okay, cut that bloody off, and then join the wires up.
Around 600 a month. Do you know how much this costs?
No.
2 years of my salary.
Oh, okay. Just change. Okay, change it over. It's the video lead on the output of the, I think, the laserdisc player. I could use the other laserdisc player. It's okay. It's just one of them that's the lead on this one. It's just a little bit too tight at the back. I can feel it. And all these cables, they're hundreds, they're thousands of cables. Literally. I mean, look at all these bloody cables for crying out loud. And the video one's going up there, and I can't remember whether it's. I think it's going through this up there, that one there. But gosh, ugh. Cable just needs a little wiggle. Oh, I forgot to go the other side. I'm putting it away, aren't I? Oh. I'm not getting dementia, am I? Crikey. Okay.
Wednesday already? With me, it's always Wednesday.
Joe.
Huh.
How long have you two been seeing each other?
Couple of minutes. Couple of minutes.
How long have you two been seeing each other?
Couple of minutes. Play again, Sam.
My eye. You should have let me chop him down when I wanted to.
So we hit him now. Not you. He knows you. He'll shoot your eyes out. We gotta get some new boys somebody's never seen before. Bring them in from Chicago. I don't.
Why is it always Chicago?
Okay.
Yeah, but that cat meter has been running for an hour.
This place closed for violation of the national right. Yeah, it's for you. Wow, that had a nice bit of bass on the end. Wow. Okay. Try something else now. You see the colour there? Looks kind of the same. Blue there, blue there. Kind of looks the same. You okay in that there?
Yes, I'm okay. It's my little comfort zone.
Okay. What would I give this one? What would I give this? Yeah. It wasn't Star Wars, and it certainly ain't Casablanca. Didn't knock my socks off. Yeah. We'll always have Paris. Oh, should I play the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or maybe an analog of? Oh my goodness gracious! Disco Vision. Disco. Oh, John Travolta. Disco. I've got to see what this looks like. Seriously, this is very early. No, it's very early. So, yeah, it's going to be analog audio. Is this player rigged up for it? I think I'm going to have to use the other laserdisc player. Yeah, because I don't think I've got the. I'm not sure. Hang on, have I got the leads on that? Yeah, but they're not really connected to the Storm audio sort of thing there. I think I'm going to have to use the CP200. Okay, and I think that movie might be mono. I think it's a mono mix. I'm going to have to use the CP200. CP200 laserdisc optical number 1. Switch it over to analog. Switch on the zone output. And it's 3DS. Okay. check if I've got audio. Oh, good gosh, golly. Oh, my goodness gracious. Have I got any audio there? Can't see anything moving on the... unless I'm not switched on the correct zone output. I think I should be, because I was using that laser display the other night. I should be on the... Doesn't look like I'm getting... what's it there? Doesn't look like I can see anything there. Just check the zone output. Oh, wait a second. I know why. I'm on the zone output for the Panasonic, because I used the Panasonic the other night for Casablanca DVD. Try that one there. Got audio. Okay. Oh yeah, it's very low output there. And it's a little bit noisy. It's got a kind of sort of sound on the analog, but I can't see much laser rock. But it's a little bit noisy on the analog, on the FM analog. And the left total signal is a little bit out of position, so I've got to centralize it a little bit. Just it on the what's it? Still got that bloody flicker. I might put it in the other laser disc player. General. And that's 3, I think. Whoops. Number 3. Oops, where's that coming up? Yeah, it's very noisy on the analog. Bring up the left. Let's move it over a little bit. I can see the bar graphic level meter. But it's got a very low output. Going through to the analog on the
You talk, we cut your face here. First, put in my hand, bitch. I said put in my hand.
It's about right, okay.
Come on, E-Man. I'll cut you, man. You got the hot.
I'm just going to try that lead in that game.
Yo, we're gonna shut the truck, man. Come on, I'll cut you, man. Come on, badass. Come on, cut me, badass. Come on. Come on. Get out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, badass. right to a legal counsel. You have the right to remain silent. And anything you say can be used in a court of law against you. Amen.
Oh no, that's not there yet.
Oh, it's warm in here.
Isn't it so? May I help you with anything?
Yes. Yes. Something special.
Oh, yes, I think you might be interested in something like this.
That's good.
I think you'd be interested in the s'mores, sir. Would you like to smell it? What do you think?
Would you wrap it up for me?
Certainly.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right.
You really are very pretty.
Well, thank you.
United Press. I have an announcement to make for International Wire. The Woolstock command has just struck a blow against British colonialism. You warned that I have a long arm, and I'm prepared to fight my enemies wherever they may be. Don't forget, there's no security.
I think that looks okay. I have to get at the back of that laserdisc player. Looks okay there now. But I give the Nighthawks 2 thumbs down. I'm finding it dead boring. I mean, the picture looks kind of okay. The picture looks okay. I ain't got any laser rot. I ain't got any laser rot on it. It's just that maybe it might have audio rot because it's on the analog and it sounds like a. But I'm mostly picking it up on. Let me see now. The right channel, I think. I'm just going to have a little tinker here. Just that's it. Mute the sound on the left and right channel because it's going through the Dolby DSU on there. Oh no, it's going through the. Oh yeah, it's going through the CP200. Yeah, because it's on the analog. It's analog audio. Yeah, because it's a mono film mix. It's okay. I'm not noticing the noise now. It's okay on the center channel. Boys, if I unmute. Don't hear much on the left total signal, or the left channel signal, but on the right, I've got a bit quite a flicker noise. Oh wow, Lando Calrissian. Put some soap in your mouth and wash it out.
Let him go. Every life you wasted on the ship, motherfucker. Ship, motherfucker. Ship, motherfucker.
Wow, Lando Calrissian, you're really badass.
Motherfucker! 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 Let him go, man. That ain't worth it, man. I said it ain't worth it.
I can hear still a little bit of noise that's going into the center a little bit there, but it's not as loud as her. Can I boost the audio on this a little bit? Oh, it's got a chapter stop on there. Oh my goodness, it's got chapter stops. Oh my goodness. How many chapter stops? Now, what's going on there, Houston? Kind of paused or stuttered there or something. Let's see what's going on. Restart it. Yeah, it's just got noise on the soundtrack, but picture looks okay. Wow, look at that. I mean, that's not too bad. That and that there now. I had a problem when it went up to about chapter 4. Because it doesn't do time minutes. That's about 15 minutes there. So I'm just going to scan through because 16 minutes, because it doesn't do minutes and seconds on the earlier laser discs or such, because of the encodings and. But yeah, don't think there'd be any Q dots on this. That's 24 minutes. It's half hour. It's not exactly The Empire Strikes Back, this movie, so because it's got Billy Dee Williams in it. So it's not The Empire Strikes Back. Picture's getting a little bit noisy there now. I can see it. Picture's getting a bit noisy.
Of several buildings in your so-called financial center.
Now I can see pictures gradually getting a little bit noisy.
When he will be vulnerable.
I can hear the noise that's filtering a little bit more in now into the center. I can hear that noise, which would be on the right channel. It's getting a little bit, because of the rotation of the disc. And as the laser's getting nearer to the end of the disc, the laser disc, the acceleration starts very fast when it's in the middle, when the laser's in the middle. And as it's gradually moving and moving and moving, the acceleration is gradually changing. As it gets near to the end, the acceleration changes. And therefore, the wave of the sound gets a bit more of a kind of a oh yeah.
Critical moment. Wasn't that enough? This is to know the backgrounds of all of you.
Oh, end of side one. I can hear that sound going. I'd say it's really got some laser on the PAL laser disc of which is analog audio only. What's the movie called? Oh gosh, I've forgotten the name of the title. Anyway, I've forgotten the name of the title, but as it gets near to the end of each side of side one and side two, it gets really kind of like you can't hear the soundtrack because there's so much FM noise signal getting in the way. And the soundtrack is down here, and this noise is about that level, so you get masking effect of this noise. But yeah, I watch it almost to that, where most people probably turn it off before then, It's fascinating. If it were digital, like a rubbish 4K disc, oh well, it'd be a different sort of noise. And really, you got to throw the disc out the window, literally out the window. Let the foxes have it. So see what disco side 2 is like. Disco Vision. I don't know why they called it that. Probably because it came out in the 70s and they probably thought it looked like disco. That's not bad colour. That's not bad colour there. Wow.
Sure. Positive. Absolutely positive. Never saw it. Over here, then give us a call. Okay.
Well, it looks a bit better on this side, maybe. But that colour there, wow. Wow. The out of focus there, and that looks photo kind of, it's not bad. It's not bad on the telly sin. That's not too bad there. Wow. You get all these 4K crap discs today, an image like that will look like I can barely see it. It's too dark. If I want to make it a little bit dark, I'll just turn down the brightness. Brightness does blacks, contrast does whites. It looks okay-ish there.
Sure. Positive. Absolutely positive. Never saw it. Over here. Sure. Positive. Absolutely positive. Never saw it.
What about carbonated freezing?
Over here, then give us.
Gentlemen, proceed with your checkpoints, please. Point 2. Clear. I've got the Swedish delegate.
It's not too bad there. hardly any edge enhancement. Wow.
TV, chicken.
Yeah, you get one of those crappy Blu-rays of Gladiator, and it's got like, what the bloody hell am I looking at? What's all this noise? Edge enhancement. Yikes. Crap bloody format. Bloody milking overrated bloody Ridley Scott movie. That's what it is. It never really made big, huge box office at the box office. It never really did. It was average. And I think nearly every Ridley Scott movie, you know, makes an average on the box office. Never really mega, if you know what I mean. It's just about average, but wow. Wow, no edge enhancement on this.
Chinese
No edge enhancement.
food later.
I don't know who invented it and why they bloody use it, but whoever wants to decide to use edge enhancement sometimes on these crappy movies. I don't really care for movies much anymore, but edge enhancement really ruins the image.
Look forward to it.
You know, edge enhancement to sharpen the image with what the blazes am I looking at? No edge enhancement on this. Wow.
How's everything?
Why?
Up and proceeding to the south escalator.
Well, that's not a bad picture resolution.
balcony. German consul's heading your way.
Okay, I see him. Da Silva, do you read me?
Checkpoint 1.
Da Silva, by the way.
It's not a bad picture. I'm pretty surprised. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the quality. Flipping heck. It leaves Blu-ray and Kaleidoscope in the dust. Why would you want to spend $100,000 for a bloody Kaleidoscope? I really don't know. I just got to look this movie up. I know it came out early 80s, but look it up on Laserdisc site. When was this pressing released? Oh, and I've got to add these to my collection now. Did this? No, it was early 80s. Oh, look at him. Yeah, he's the Nighthawk. What was it, the other one? I don't know who the Nighthawk is in this movie. Maybe it's Lando Calrissian. Let's see. There we are. There it is. Oh, there's only one. Hang on. It says VDC. No, hang on. That's not right. Is it one word? Might be one word. Nighthawks, not separated. Night. Or was it Nighthawk? I can't remember what the title was. It Nighthawk or Nighthawks? Maybe it's one word. Yes, there it is. There it is. Disco Vision. This came out 1981. So this Laserdisc was produced 1981. Wow. That's over 40 years. It's held up pretty well. Oh, wow. Look at this action scene.
You have 3 children, right?
Wow.
How do you know that?
Oh, yeah. And it does say it is a low probability of laser rot. Low probability. This is the open matte transfer from the 35mm print. Originally theatrical matte was 185.1. So it's an open matte. Okay. Add that to the collection. I'll give it a rating here. Condition probably about there. Wow, that music is really, really, really John Williams quality. I like all the practical stuff, no CGI here. Flipping that. Well, they could have used the blue screen, but wow, they're using a real camera in a helicopter. Looks like a pervert. God, he's spooking me.
So many, that's about 25 hostages.
Okay, he's got 25 hostages.
Yeah, Fox.
Whoa, what's going on?
I want and hurry. I'll be ready. Not you, Fox. I want that back.
Sounds like a raving lunatic.
I have brought the city to its knees.
Okay. Not bad, not surprisingly not bad. See how this one gets to. Oh, let me have a listen on the what's it?
50 feet above the East River in a cable car. Now, as you know, several hours ago, an innocent woman was sent to her death by that terrorist known only as Wolfgarb and a single female companion.
There's not much analog noise on side 2, but on side 1 there is. Because I just unmuted the other channels, and though I can still hear a kind of little, very tiny flicker sound of the, but it's not as like it's not going like. It's a bit more crackly sort of sound, a bit of a tiny crackle.
Say that, didn't I? I'll see you later. I'll be watching.
It's not too bad on side 2, at least for this pressing. That's 40 minutes. Oh, what was that? What was that I saw? No, not that. I was just having a look to see if there was any product placement being used. This movie is sponsored by Pepsi Cola. Oh, look, it's the Nighthawk. Is that what the Nighthawk is? I think it's coming up. Yep, end credits. Who's this? Who are the sound mixers on this? Because it sounds really crap. Let's have a look. Special makeup. Oh, special makeup. Dick Smith. Yeah. Oh, it's got some familiar names there in the mixing. Oh, yeah. What about the sound editors? No big names I can recognise there, I think. Production. Oh. Oh, it's mixed at Glen Glean Sound Company. Oh. Are Greenberg Associates, etc. Because you usually see main titles, like say maybe like a movie like Predator. Oh my goodness, the colours by Technicolor. Panavision camera and lenses. Oh, R-rated. Oh, end of side 2. So what next? Maybe Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
My goodness, the giant sea pods.
You're next. You're next. Be interesting to see what that sounds like. Yeah, if I ain't got too much noise on the FM analog. But otherwise, it's not too bad, but I'll give it 2 thumbs down for the movie. It sucked. But very interesting, fascinating, interesting. That's my first disco vision. Wow. Look at that. Disco vision. MCA. The first one was Jaws. That was on Laserdisc there. Jaws, well, no. I guess that's a bit of a rare one. Durna. Oh! Wow. Looks okay. Looks pristine. Oh. That's a CAV Laserdisc, so I'm going to be changing the sides a bit often. Getting dementia. Crikey. Oh dear. Oh, I feel lightheaded. Oh. Okay. So this would be Technoscope or something, or whatever they call it. It's got a little bit of noise. It's got a little bit of noise. I knew it. Just got to do a sound level balance.
Walter Wanger's and Don Siegel's invasion of the body snatchers.
Oh yeah, because it's analog. Yeah, I completely forgot. It's got an audio commentary on one channel and soundtrack on the other. So I've got to switch the.
In my running at the mouth commentary, I want to focus on the rich detail in this film, both in the shots and in the dialogue.
That's it.
Aware of all its import at the time doesn't matter.
So if I use the one of the other audio outputs, it's got the audio commentary.
Kind of close reading that this format allows, telling details, right?
Super scope.
Well, the close read long that it deserves the kind of close reading that this format allows, telling details, right? Well, the clouds behind the titles may seem standard stuff, but we'll later learn that the evil pods have come from seeds in the sky. So these clouds have a specific ominous import. That's dramatic irony for you, and there's lots more to come. You're going to see more of this film than you've probably ever seen before, because in transferring it, we've kept the full widescreen ratio. You'll see some very elegant and dramatic compositions and pick up significant extra details that were lost in non-superscope transfers.
Oh, that's interesting.
More generally, the film works as an allegory for the communist infiltration so feared in America in the 50s. More generally still, it catches anxieties that we all know, at least from our nightmares and maybe from real life. Our closest family, friends, loved ones suddenly turning cold and unfeeling towards us, or our helplessness before threats in society or nature. At its heart, the film, though, is still a love story, exhorting us to cultivate excitement, passion, the joy of being alive and human, even through pain and tribulation. The opening and closing scenes of the film, set in a hospital emergency ward, were not in director Don Siegel's original film. His producers at Allied Artists forced him to add them as a kind of narrative frame. Siegel has given film groups permission to omit this frame in their screenings. When the original film was previewed, the studio people were worried because the audience laughed in the early scenes. This was before Psycho, remember, so many people thought laughs didn't belong in a horror film. Allied Artists had Siegel and his writer Daniel Mainwaring cut out some of the comedy and add the hospital frame. This makes it clear from the outset that we're watching.
The framing's a little bit off-centered here. You can see it on the OLED as well. It's a little bit shifted over to the right. But
the horror film, and it later provides a happier ending. The siren and police cars are unsettling, but it's a shriller kind of unsettling than director Don Siegel planned. He wanted quiet normalcy with just an unsettling edge. So he would have started with the train arriving and the citizens going about their normal lives with a gradual awareness that something is wrong. In interviews, Siegel calls those unsympathetic producers pods. On the other hand, Siegel's revision has its own strengths. We heard the star, Kevin McCarthy, before we saw him. That is to say, the message preceded the man. Then the character's first close-up showed him quite mad. The hero we'll be identifying with is introduced as a madman under restraint. That should trouble us. The mountains surrounding peaceful Santa Mira suggest enclosure, containment. Also, remember, it was Dr. Hill from the State Mental Hospital. This film about madness and nonconformist thought has a landscape of hills and caves. There's a metaphor in them thar hills relating to the differences between our conscious and our subconscious lives. Nurse Sally is surprisingly open and sexual for a married woman in a 50s film. That makes salary. The point, though, is that Miles has come from a place of supposedly open expression of emotion to some place where all emotions, including envy and ambition, are to be suppressed. Now we get a series of hints that something is wrong in normal Santa Mira. In the near collision with little Jimmy Grimaldi, the camera angle varies Jimmy's size in proportion to the car, suggesting that there's something more to Jimmy here than just a careless little kid, and Jimmy is threatened by something larger than a car. This scene will be echoed at the end when Miles will be as helpless as the child is now. Jimmy is the unheeded prophet that Miles will become. As for Mr. Grimaldi's closed vegetable stand, we shouldn't be surprised that the vegetable business is declining in Santa Mira. The pod people wouldn't eat vegetables. That's cannibalism. People wouldn't eat vegetables. That's cannibalism. On the contrary, the veggies are out to consume the people. The idea of people vegetating is familiar slang for dull, featureless, unemotional lives. There's some other quiet metaphors here. The 2 cases of the common cold suggest the chill in the air. As for those canceled doctor's appointments, the patients are not completely sick until they think they are well. That points to the pod's complacency. In this remarkable composition, the sleepy town is reflected against the window blind. From his high, safe office, Dr. Bennell looks down at the passing scene. There'll be a precisely parallel scene later, but here what's normal is a dull pattern of behavior that has become like a ritual. There's the insurance agent, the old boss taking his young secretary to lunch again. Miles Bennell is assured by this sight, but we shouldn't be. This version of normalcy exposes the podhood of our society, where every working day is the same, and everyone is tempted to be the same, like 2 peas from a pod.
Almost 5 years.
Where every working day is the same, and everyone is tempted to be the same, like 2 peas from a pod. Tempted to be the same, like 2 peas from a pod. Don't have equal footing until the consultation is over.
Well, Sally says that I'm booked up for the afternoon, but why don't you ask her to come in and see me?
I tried.
They level with each other when they discuss their divorces. The fact that both leads are divorced seems unusual for a 1950s film. That introduces the themes of the crumbling family and the passing nature of love that are later cited in the psychiatrist's justification of podhood. Once burned, the lovers are shy about retrying the madness and vulnerability of love. He's a general practitioner in his flirting as well as in his medicine. When he says love is handled by the specialist, there's a telling sign on the store window behind him that reads Flintware Pots. A telling sign on the store window behind him that reads Flintware Pots. A heart of flint can't warm. Or as Miles warns Becky later, we harden our hearts and grow callous. Beck, like, holy look. The name exhorts us to see, to look at what's happening around us. Miles, in this scene, is inadvertently serving the pod ethic when he dispenses pills or drugs as a pacifier to take the worry, risk, pain, awareness, in a word, the human condition out of life. When he has learned the danger, the doctor will start taking pills to keep his eyes open. But now Dr. Bennell seems sinister when he gives Jimmy Grimaldi a pill accompanied by a rhyme that you should listen for. On the contrary, the pill helps turn Jimmy into a pod by a rhyme that you should listen for. On the contrary, the pill helps turn Jimmy into a pod by stilling his anxiety. To us either.
He looks, sounds, acts, and remembers like Uncle Ira.
And he is your Uncle Ira. Can't you see that? No matter how you feel, he is.
But he isn't. There's something...
Well, if Uncle Ira is not himself, who is he? In the 50s, there was a real fear that our closest friends might have been transformed into communists. That's the political allegory hiding not too invisibly in this film. The film is generally taken to express the fear of communism in America in the 50s. But beyond that, there is some confusion about exactly where director Siegel stands. That's not unusual form when Clint Eastwood invited Siegel. That's not unusual form when Clint Eastwood invited Siegel to direct Dirty Harry. Siegel's regard for the rogue spirit led to him being called a reactionary conservative. But back to the politics of the pods. Insofar as they are American citizens whose minds and beings have been taken over by an alien force, the pods dramatize the communist menace.
Oh no!
Later,
It's a
the psychiatrist threatens
It's a
they're
pod.
taking you over cell
They're
for a cell.
consuming us. They're
This promise of a
consuming
painless
us.
collectivist millennium is pure
You're
utopian
next.
communism. So the film is warning us against a danger that has clear associations with communism. On the other hand, the hero's terror at the alien invasion may seem to cohere with Senator Joseph McCarthy's attack upon communist infiltration of America. So is the film McCarthyist? No, I think it's more accurate to take it as an attack upon conformist tyranny on both sides, the danger of communist takeover and the equally dangerous tyranny of the rabid anti-communists. It's a case of a paranoia in both your houses. It's a good job. While time is apocryphal, the couple's comfort with culture here sets up their susceptibility to the lure of beautiful music later. 1951 adaptation of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Speaking of vehicles, Miles's car is a Ford sedan. Miles's car is a Ford sedan. Fortunately, it's not an Edsel, or he'd be in real trouble. What's significant is its color scheme. Black, the color of mystery, night, fear, covers the layer of white. Light, knowledge, hope. This color scheme adds a subconscious suggestion of doom and burden. Becky will brush aside Miles's romantic stirrings. Both once burned lovers seem still shy, but they will be drawn together in reaction against the frigidity of the pods.
Change that over. The parts. Invasion is in the body is a bit like the movie They Live, because that's fighting against something that's you know, you got to wear the special glasses, and then you see these things, and well, they're trying to take us over, aren't they? So it's a sort of some of the same cliche without necessarily the parts. Which version of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers do I like? I prefer the 1978. I prefer the 1978 version. And then, of course, they had then a 2005 version. No, they had I think kind of like a sequel or a follow-on, which came out, I think, early 90s or somewhere, called Invasion, I think. And then a remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, again in around about, I think, 2004, 2005. Which kind of sucked.
Some of the nightmarish quality worked on the screenplay with Siegel and with writer Daniel Manwaring, who also deserves special consideration. Manwaring contributed to the similarly pessimistic visions in Jacques Turner's film Out of the Past and Phil Carlson's Phoenix City Story. Let me digress into a short biography of director Don Siegel.
Yeah. The scope framing on this is a bit shifted over to the right.
He was born in 1912 into a...
Oh, wow.
Presumably make love.
Good morning.
Why? Such a fool. I woke up this morning and everything was all right.
Version. Love to upset their complacent middle-class audience with a nightmare. This kind of shock has the moral function of alerting the smug to forgotten needs, forgotten responsibilities, alerting the smug to forgotten needs, forgotten response. Kind of shock has the moral function.
Jack! 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 Jack!
it goes there. That would give a bass jolt. Crikey, this is a mono movie.
They're like huge seed pods. They're like huge seed pods. They're like huge seed pods.
This must be the way that putty in my closet was formed. This must be the way that putty in my closet was formed.
The same sort of dialogue that you hear in the movie Gremlins. Oh, what?
Putty in my closet was formed.
Oh, no.
Miles, where do they come from? Formed. Miles, where do they come from? I don't know. If they are seeds or seed pods, they must grow someplace on a plant, probably. And somebody or something wants to grow someplace on a plant, probably. And somebody or something wants this duplication to take place. And somebody or something wants this duplication to take place.
But when they're finished, what happens to our bodies?
I don't know.
Oh.
When the process is completed, probably the original is destroyed or disintegrates. No, wait! I take a dim view of watching my own destruction take place. There isn't any danger until they're completely formed. We learned that last night at your house. Your blank didn't change right away.
Not until you fell asleep. My father.
30 million. Although Siegel first established himself
placing
out as a special effects man, editing
I felt
log
something was wrong, but I thought it
with real
I'd
flair,
get away this
it was always
They have to be
the
destroyed.
power of the story over the allure of special effects. That's why this is the only science fiction film he ever made. However, he did direct a couple of scripts for the Twilight Zone TV series in its last season, 1963-64. Uncle Simon is a revenge story with Sir Cedric Hardwicke and Robbie the Robot. In The Self-Improvement of Salvatore Ross, Don Gordon plays a man who can trade character traits with other people. Speaking of the pod life, Siegel also directed the pilots for several TV series: Code 3, Man from Black Hawk, Bus Stop, Destroy, Convoy, and The Legend of Jesse James. He has said he has no respect for the medium of television except as a way to make money. Frightening. Trust anyone. Change in American popular highest tax, something that has works himself. The point about telephone on of God that has been made out of the machinery of talk. We get a typical montage of a police chase. It
End of side 2.
posed by the pod threat. The film was
A little bit noisy there in the image. Oh.
supposed to work that way at the drive-ins back in the fifth threat. The film was supposed
I don't know what I'm seeing there. I'm not sure if it's been somehow produced by the projector. No, it can't be, because it's on the OLED. It's got to be produced, yeah. Could be on the transfer.
to work that way at the drive-ins back in the 50s too, as I recall.
Okay, yeah, side 3. I think side 3. Side 3, yeah, side 3. Ah. Oh, I feel a bit dizzy. AF. It sucks. I really can't stand AF. Oh yeah, it's only so. Oh yeah, one side's blank. Yeah, so side's blank on the side. Yeah. Oh no, it's got to be. Oh yeah, this side. That's side 3. It's got to be that side up. So it's got a really blazer underneath it. Oh, Just getting there's a Casablanca. Yeah, kind of like it's a creepy movie. This, yeah, it's creepy.
The ashtray full of cigarette butts is a kind of shorthand proof that Miles and Becky probably made love after the fade to black. But unlike the ashtray full of cigarette butts is...
What?
Yeah, I know. It's too early to be so busy.
In this scene, we get sudden switches between a threat, a false sense of relief, then another threat. The strength to resist Kaufman's specious argument. In order to pass as pods, they
no Q dots that I've noticed.
Calling again now.
She can't suppress her instinctive concern for a threatened little mutt. Jean-Luc Godard had a similar scene in his futuristic film Alphaville, where the heroes had to pretend to be under the numbing control of a computer. This to the suspense from our perspective. Here we're lulled by a shot of real beauty. From the shot of the couple huddled underground, Siegel dissolves into the lyrical image of the lovers' reflections in the water.
Becky!
Of course, without a change, Becky is not there. She is may object to a different, a more seductive woman. On the grounds that we didn't see any pod-breaking visual detail. Cold eyes, Miles's horrified reaction, especially that calculating seductress when Matthew Bennell kisses Elizabeth Driscoll, a film that questions the validity by a man whose first seeks help, no one believes.
Yikes.
You fools, you're in danger! Can't you see? They're after you! They're after all of us! Our wives, our children, everyone! They're here already! Next! You're next!
I don't know what they are. I never saw them before. They look like great big seed pods.
Seed pods?
Where was the truck coming from? Santa Mira. Where was the truck coming from? Santa Mira.
Block all highways and stop all traffic and call every law enforcement agency in the state. Operative, get me the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Yes, it's an emergency. Yes, it's an emergency.
Will you tell these fools I'm not crazy?
You fail to understand. And the same incredible terror that's menacing me will strike at you! It's whatever intelligence.
Our planet, bringing in terror to the giant super scope screen. Dimension in terror to the giant super scope screen. The sensational star discovery of the horror makes her.
I don't know. Suddenly, while you're asleep, you're doing something, Miles. What's that? You have no choice.
From city to city, an incredible, hysterical.
With the widescreen, we have a sense of the physical environment, the real world around the characters. The center scan, which would just show us the middle of the screen, would restrict our perception and apprehension to just the characters themselves. With the widescreen, we have a sense of the social background in that other family loading up in the station wagon to the left. Same scene would look like if it were shown without the widescreen in centers. Now let's Panavision sense of the specific or widescreen. Unlike Panavision, which thrived, Superscope died with the demise of RKO Studios, who invented it.
Back a few days ago, and she wanted to see you. Are you still interested?
My interest in marriage.
Like if it were shown without the widescreen in center scan.
Most of them wouldn't go. They want to see you.
Oh.
Wouldn't go. They want to see you.
Oh.
Scan.
Most of them wouldn't go. They want.
With the widescreen apprehension to just other family apprehension show us the middle of the screen would
Yeah, but it's not. So I can see the framing on the vertical.
Restrict our perception through which the introduced an screen in center scan.
Most of them wouldn't go. They want to see you.
Oh.
Prefer anamorphic. Oh, and that's that. I'll turn that on. Oh, all right. Have a little break for a couple of moments and then put Casablanca on. We're always at Paris. I know there's gambling going on there. You're lucky. You're lucky the casino is open to you. Do you know who I am? I do. You're lucky the casino is open to you. What brought you to Casablanca? Came to Casablanca for the waters. Waters? What waters? We're in the middle of the desert. I was misinformed. Okay. Let's see what Casablanca's like. Wow. Wow. Beauty. He likes that. He likes that. It's okay there. Okay. Oh, turn on, turn on, turn on. Whoa. Just that.
I'll be telling you about the many people. Over the last 15, I've interviewed a number of these people, talking with them about their work on Casablanca, and these interviews have been supplemented with research into the Warner Brothers studio files on the making of the film, which has given me a pretty detailed knowledge of the way the picture took shape. What I'd like to do on this Criterion edition is to relate a chronological history of the film, examining and explaining all the artistic, personal, and historic forces that affected the making of the picture.
With the coming of the Second World War, many eyes in imprisonment.
How did they know what the Earth looked like back then? Crikey, they didn't even have satellites, much less rockets.
Europe turned hopefully.
And it's all shrouded with cloud. Maybe it was speculation. Aspect looks a bit, sort of a bit off there. Yeah, that's about right there.
The others wait in Casablanca and wait and wait. Young girl from the. Silly of me.
Oh dear.
I left my wallet.
Here again, Major Stafford.
Thank you. Thank you.
May I present Captain Honor, Police Protector of Casablanca, Major Stafford.
An occupied France welcomes you to Casablanca.
Thank you, Captain. It's very good to be here.
Major Strasser, my aide, Lieutenant Cassell.
Captain Torelli, the Italian staff is at your
Very
command,
kind
Major.
of you.
Abbiamo grande piacere della sua presenza, signor Maggiore. Il nostro comando è sempre pronto a servirvi.
Is for his underground activities.
You may find the climate of Casablanca a trifle warm, Major.
Oh, we Germans must get used to all climates, from Russia to the Sahara. But perhaps you were not referring to the weather.
What else, my dear Major?
Why, there be the murder of the couriers. What has been done?
Realizing the importance of the case, my men are rounding up twice the usual number of suspects.
There be the murder of the couriers. What has been done?
Realizing the importance of the case, my men are rounding up twice the usual number of suspects.
You know already who the murderer is.
Good. Is he in custody?
Oh, there's no hurry. Tonight he'll be at Rick's. Everybody comes to Rick's.
I've already heard about this cafe and also about Mr. Rick himself.
It had to be you.
I wonder if it's got the same chapter stops as the DVD.
It had to be you. It had to be you. It had to be you.
Picture looks okay. Picture looks pretty good.
Around and finally found somebody who could make
So snobbish.
Kitchen.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, sir. This is a private room.
Hold in there. Who do you think? I know there is candy in there. There is no there. There is no secret. You dare not keep me out of here. There is no secret. You dare not keep me out of here.
Yes, what's the trouble?
These gentlemen.
I have been in every gambling room between Honolulu and Berlin. And if you think I'm going to be kept out of a saloon like this, you're very much mistaken.
Excuse me, please.
Hello, Harvey.
Excuse me, please.
Hello, Harvey. Your cash is good at the bar.
What?
Cash is good at the bar.
What?
Your cash is good at the bar.
What? Do you know who I am?
I do. You're lucky the bar's open to you. I do. You're lucky the bar's open.
That's at the bar, not the casino, the bar.
Open to you.
This is outrageous.
The bar's open to you.
This is outrageous. I shall report it to the angry.
You know, Rick, watching you just now with the Deutsche Bank, one would think you've been doing this all your life.
What makes you think I haven't?
Oh, nothing. But when you first came to Casablanca, I thought
You thought what? What?
Okay, I thought
You thought what?
what right do I have to think? May I? Too bad about those two German couriers, wasn't it?
They got a lucky break. Yesterday they were just two German clerks. Today they're on it dead.
You are a very cynical person, Rick. You are a very cynical person, Rick. If you forgive me for saying so.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Will you have a drink with me, please?
No.
Oh, I forgot you never drink with any. I'll have another, please. Listen. You despise me, don't you?
Well, if I gave you any thought, I probably would.
But why? Oh, you object to the kind of business I do, huh? But think of all those poor refugees who must rot in this place if I didn't help them. Well, that's not so bad. Through ways of my own, I provide them with exit visas.
For a price, Ugarte. For a price.
But think of all the poor devils who can't beat their nose price. Oh, I get it for them for half. Is that so parasitic?
I don't mind a parasite. I object to a cut-rate one.
Poor devils who...
Ugarte. For a price.
But think of all the poor devils who can't beat their nose price. Oh, I get it for them for half. Is that so parasitic?
I don't mind a parasite. I object to a cut-rate one.
Well, Rick, after tonight, I'll be through with the whole business, and I'm leaving, finally, this Casablanca.
Who's bribed for your visa? Renault or yourself?
Myself. Found myself much more reasonable. Look, Rick. You know what this is? Something that
Maybe I should add a little bit of green on there, I think.
Letters
But
of transit, signed by General Vegon.
no, the tone I can
Cannot
see
be
here
rescinded. Not even questioned.
looks a little bit all similar. I've just added a little
Tonight
bit
I'll
of
be selling
green.
those for more money than even I have ever dreamed
Maybe the
of.
green
Then
level's too low.
Adieu, Casablanca. You know, Rick, I had many a friend in Casablanca, but somehow, just because you despise me, you are the only one I trust. Will you keep these for me, please?
For how long?
Oh, perhaps an hour, perhaps a little longer.
I don't want them here overnight.
Don't be afraid of that. Please keep them for me. Thank you. I knew I could trust you. Waiter, I'll be expecting some people. If anybody asks for me, I'll be right here.
Yes, monsieur.
Rick, I hope you're more impressed with me now. Huh? If you'll forgive me, I'll share my good luck with your roulette wheel.
Just a moment. Yeah, I heard a rumor those two German couriers were carrying letters of transit.
Oh, I've heard that rumor too.
It's
Poor
very,
devils. Yes, you're right, Ugarte.
yeah,
I am a little more impressed with you.
Say, who's got trouble? How much trouble?
Too much trouble.
But knock on.
Knock, knock, knock.
Casablanca's leading commodity.
This is the Blue Parrot. Hello, Ferrari. How's business?
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Ferrari. How's business at the Blue Parrot?
Fine, but I'd like to buy your cafe.
It's not for sale.
Haven't heard my offer.
It's not for sale at any price.
Fine, but I'd like to buy your cafe.
It's not for sale.
Haven't heard my offer.
It's not for sale at any price.
What do you want for Sam?
I don't buy or sell human beings.
Sam.
I don't buy or sell human
human beings.
Too bad that's Casablanca's leading commodity. Refugees alone, we can make a fortune. It worked with me through the black market.
Suppose you run your business and let me run mine.
Suppose we ask Sam, maybe he'd like to make a change.
Suppose we do.
My dear Rick, when will you realize that in this world today, isolationism is no longer a practical policy?
Sam Ferrari wants you to work for him at the Blue Parrot.
Oh, I like it fine, yeah.
He'll double what I pay you.
Yeah, but I ain't got time to spend the money I make here.
Sorry.
Boss is private stock.
Boom, boom, boom.
I love you. Oh, shut up. All right, all right. For you, I shut up. Because you won. I love you. Oh, Monsieur Rick. Monsieur Rick.
Boom, boom, boom.
Some Germans. Boom, 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 boom. Pay this check. Is that all right?
Where was you last night?
Where were you last night?
That's so long ago, I don't remember.
Will I see you tonight?
I never make plans that far ahead.
Give me another.
Sasha, she's had enough.
Don't listen to him, Sasha. I'll fill it up.
Yvonne, I love you, but he pays me.
Rick, I'm sick and tired of
Sasha,
getting you.
call a cab.
Yes, boss.
Come on, we're going to get your coat.
Take your hands off me.
We're going home. You've had a little too much to drink. Home, you've had a little too much to drink.
Hey, taxi.
What do you think you are pushing me around? What a fool I was to fall for a man like you.
Go with her, Sasha, and be sure she gets home.
Yes, boss.
And come right back.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
And come right back.
Yes, boss. Hello, Rick.
Ollie?
How extravagant you are, throwing away women like that. Someday they may be scarce. I think now I shall pay a call on Yvonne. Maybe get on the rebound, huh?
Well, when it comes to women, you're a true Democrat.
Et moi, je vous dis que l'attitude de l'Italie est immonde. Qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait sans l'armée allemande? Vous auriez fait sans l'armée allemande? Et la grâce. Ce pauvre petit pays grâce, mon cher. If he gets a word in, it'll be a major Italian victory. The plane to Lisbon. You would like to be on it?
Why? What's in Lisbon?
Clipper to America. I've often speculated on why you don't return to America. Did you abscond with the church funds? Did you run off with the senator's wife? I like to think that you killed a man. It's the romantic in me.
It's a combination of all three.
And what in heaven's name brought you to Casablanca?
My health. I came to Casablanca for the waters.
The waters? What waters? We're in the desert.
I was misinformed.
Waters? What waters? We're in the desert.
I was misinformed. I was misinformed. I was misinformed.
Wow, that's what I like. That's why I like laserdisc. Wow.
Monsieur Rick, the gentleman inside has won 20,000 francs, and the cashier would like some money.
Oh, wow.
Money.
Oh, a Q dot. It's got Q dots on this transfer. Wow.
I'll get it from the safe.
1,000 francs, and the cashier would like some money.
So frame by frame back there. Q dot. Right there. Q dot. Wow. That's not on the DVD, and you certainly wouldn't see it on the blue or 4K, and not even the 8K. Oh wow, that's what laserdisc is. Oh, supreme. Q dot. Wow.
I'll get it from the safe.
I'm so upset, Monsieur. You know,
10 seconds, and there'll be another Q dot on the same cover. And Q dot.
I'm awfully sorry. Awfully sorry.
All the time.
Awfully sorry.
Brilliant. Wow, that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare to see a Q dot on a Criterion. Wow. I think you see a Q dot on Lance Arabia. I think not Criterion the Close Encounters, but I think the other pressing. Not sure if it's on the US or it probably is only UK one. But wow,
Segment here tonight. Again, make an arrest in your cafe. Again, well, this is no ordinary arrest. A
probably escape. I stick my neck out for nobody. Wise foreign policy. Pour les avoirs. Le major arrest earlier. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour les avoirs? Le major arrest earlier. Pour les avoirs. Le major arrest earlier. The evening of the Blue Feather. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour les avoirs? Le major.
Nice little bit of scratching coming down, scratch marks there. I don't think that would be on the. I don't think that'd be on the DVD pressing that I got. Nice little scratch mark there coming down. Right there. Nice little scratch, wiggly scratch. Oh wow. Oh yeah. This blows Kaleidoscope out the water.
The major's arrest earlier the evening of the Blue Parrot. The major's arrest earlier the evening of the Blue Parrot. Pour les avoirs. Tunisie, Nice, qu'est-ce que vous avez fait pour les avoirs? The major's arrest earlier the evening of the Blue Parrot. Without my high regard for you, we're stating it here. It will amuse your customers. Our entertainment's enough. Rick, we'd have an important guest here tonight. Major Stusser, of the Third Reich, no less. We wanted to be here when we make the arrest. A little demonstration of the efficiency of my administration. I see. And what's Strasser doing here? He certainly didn't come all the way to Casablanca to witness a demonstration of your efficiency. Perhaps not. There you are. Shall not happen again. That's all right. Well, you've got something on your mind. Why don't you spill it? How observant you are.
So each side, so probably the next Q dot will be on the next side. There's only 30 minutes on each CAV side, so
yes, monsieur.
So I don't know how many minutes that went into. It could be 15 minutes. Q dots could appear anywhere on film between somewhere like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the reel. Each reel length. But Q dots are only there, so you switch from one projector A to projector B, and then you've got to load up projector A with the next reel film. And when projector B finishes, you start up projector A again. And then you load up projector B with the next reel. So that's going reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 4, etc. and so on. And you do the changeover and wait for the little cue and then boom, start it. You shouldn't, unless you fall asleep or have a coffee break, you'll botch up. But otherwise, the changeover is seamless. But when it's put on a platter, they still have Q dots, but that's still because, you never know what cinema it might go to. They might decide to run it in reels, or they put it on a cake platter, which is a lot more easier, a lot less work, a lot less hassle. Cake platters. Yeah.
Victor, I feel somehow we shouldn't stay here.
It's not too bad on the transfer.
Walk out as soon as we only call it.
Excuse me, but you look like a couple who are on their way to America.
Well?
Not?
Yes?
I'm Captain Renault, Prefect of Police.
Yes, what is it you want?
Merely to welcome you to Casablanca and to wish you a pleasant stay. The kind of man that, well, if I were a woman, and I were not around, I should be in love with Rick. But what a fool I am, talking to a beautiful woman about another man. Excuse me.
Another place tomorrow at 10 in the prefect's office. Will, mademoiselle.
Captain Renault, I'm under your authority. Is it your order that we come to your office?
Let us say it is my request. That is a much more pleasant word.
Very well.
Oops, and the side. Side change over. Oh yeah, Q dots. Wow, brilliant. That's what you don't see on those Star Wars recreation things, They try to recreate it and make it look like the originals. You don't see any Q dots. They would artificially probably be put in because they're only using a transfer that's coming from a Blu-ray or 4K, whatever, and they're trying to get the color shifted back to its normal, kind of like original. The one thing they don't have on those Star Wars things is, well, one, the soundtrack coming off of it is not going to be exact to a say like a duplication of a 70mm version, because the frequency response would be slightly different. That being said, it wouldn't have lows going down into the infrasonic, and you wouldn't really be able to tell as and when those surround effects are actually playing or what they're exactly playing. And of course, there's no Q dots, but they do get that color, that dodgy Hoff white snow, that shifted blue in the 97 versions and the early DVD ones. Oh dear, terrible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sadly, those versions will never see the light on 4K.
Tactical.
Legitimately, that is.
Major. This time they really mean to stop me.
Victor, I'm afraid for you.
We've been in difficult places before, haven't we?
I think a Q dot will be coming up soon. Q dot. Oh wow. And there's no edge enhancement on this transfer. Wow. No edge enhancement. Wow.
Sing it, Sam. Sing it, Sam.
The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
Time goes by.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play. Sam, I thought I told you never to play. I thought I told you never to play.
I like that little bit there in the splicing there in the frame there between the like that little splicing with a little
Mademoiselle, may I present...
How do you do?
I think I got a funny feeling where the Q dot might come up at.
Well, here's a great deal of cafe. I hope.
Over you two. She was asking about.
I think it'll be coming up pretty soon because there'll be a changeover in the scene. In the scene, there'll be a changeover where they go from the cafe to an outtime scene where it's looking at a floodlight moving around. And when the club closes down for the night, I think there'll be a Q dot coming up.
I remember every detail. The Germans wore gray. You wore blue.
Yes, I'll put that dress away. When the Germans march out, I'll wear it again.
Ricky, you're becoming quite human. I suppose we have to thank you for that, mademoiselle.
Yes, I don't wish to be the one to say it, but it's late.
So it is. And we have a curfew here in Casablanca.
Late.
So it is. And we have a curfew here in Casablanca. It would never do for the chief of police to be found drinking after hours and have to fine himself. I hope he never say a word. Hours and have to fine himself. For the chief of police to be found drinking after hours and have to fine himself.
I hope he never say a welcome. Not at all.
Your check, sir.
Oh, it's my party.
Another president gone. This has been a very interesting evening. I'll call you a cab. Gasoline rationing, time of night.
You'll come again. Anytime.
Say goodnight to Sam for me.
I will.
There's still nobody in the world who can play As Time Goes By Like Sam Goes By Like Sam.
He hasn't played it in a long time.
By like Sam.
He hasn't played it in a long time.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Wow.
Very puzzling fellow, this Vic. What sort is he?
Oh, I really can't say, though. I saw him quite often in Paris.
Tomorrow at 10 at the prefect office.
We'll be there.
Good night.
Good night.
Wow. Unless they got a Q dot cut out. I had an instinct it'd be somewhere, but hang on, no. Hard to say how many minutes. 10,780, 10,800 frames. I would have thought it would have been round about there, another Q dot, but.
Good night.
Maybe it's in this.
No.
Maybe it's somewhere in this.
You ever going to bed?
No.
No.
You ever going to bed?
No.
Well, I ain't sleepy either.
Good.
Good. Then have a drink.
No, not me, boss.
Don't have a drink.
Boss, let's get out of here.
No.
No, sir. I'm waiting for a lady.
Please, boss, let's go. Ain't nothing but trouble for you here.
Coming back. I know she's coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back. I know she's coming back.
We'll take the car and drive all night. We'll get drunk. We'll go fishing and stay away until she's
Shut
gone.
up and go home, will you?
Oh, Q dot.
We'll go fishing and stay away until she's
Shut
gone.
up and go home, will you?
There it is.
Shut up and go home, will you?
Q dot.
No, sir. I'm staying right here.
Q dot.
I grab Bugatti, then she walks in.
Wow. Wow. Q dot. Oh, there it is, up in the corner. There it is. There it is. Q dot. Oh, real changeover.
I grab Bugatti, then she walks in. Well, that's the way it goes. One in, one out. Well, that's the way it goes. One in, one out. Sam,
Yes, boss.
it's December 1941 in Casablanca. What time is it in New York?
My watch stopped.
I bet they're asleep in New York. I bet they're asleep all over America. I bet they're asleep all over America.
What's that you're
All
playing?
the gin joints and all the towns in all the world.
She walks into mine.
She walks into mine.
What's that you're playing?
What's that you're playing?
Oh, just a little something on my own.
Well, stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, don't.
You played it for her, you play it for me.
Well, I don't think I can remember.
If she can stand it, I can. Play it.
Play it. Play it.
Yes, boss.
Wow. 21,000, 23,000, 24. I think the next Q dot will probably be on the next side.
Frick has the letters. He's much too... There's nothing we can do.
Monsieur. In Prague, in Brussels, in Amsterdam, Baths. And what if you track down these men and kill them? What do you have a...
It's a CAV, so CLV, 2 disc, no, 1 disc, 2 side.
Reputation for eloquence, which I can now understand, but in one respect you are mistaken. You said the enemies of the Reich could all be replaced, but there's one exception. No one could take your place in the event anything unfortunate should occur to you while you were trying to escape.
You won't dare to interfere with me here. This is still unoccupied France. Any violation of neutrality would reflect on Captain Renault.
You've done the black market here. You will find him over there at the Blue Parrot. You will find him over there at the Blue Parrot.
The Blue Parrot. Look at the parrot. Wow, look at the resolution of that parrot.
Thanks.
Crikey. Look at that in CAV. The Blue Parrot in CAV.
Thanks.
Me is the fact that Ugarte is dead. No one knows where those letters of transit are. It's me very much.
You're a fat hypocrite. You don't feel any sorrier for Ugarte than I do.
Of course not.
I don't feel any sorrier for Ugarte than I do.
Of course not. What upsets me is the fact that Ugarte is dead. No one knows where those letters of transit are.
Good crikey.
Rocco, mademoiselle. Only some...
Grab Ugarte, and she walks in.
No, Rick. No, you see, Victor Laszlo is my husband. And was, even when I knew you in Paris.
Ooh, that's a pretty sharp stop there. We're always in Paris. Yeah. Oh, gosh. God. Bloody hell, I feel so effing dizzy. Oh. Circulation in my blood. Well, it might be a side effect, or it could be a side effect, but it's hard to say. But, oh, bloody hell. Oh, when you feel dizzy like that, it's not a good sign. Oh dear. I'll suddenly black out and have a collapse again. That's scary. Side 3. 30, 60. I think it goes over to side 4. And then just a couple of supplement extra. Oh, right.
Just telling you, Monsieur Laszlo, that
oh,
unfortunately
right.
I'm not able
That's
to...
interesting.
You see, my dear, the word has gone.
The scene on side 2 cut around about this point here. So they just added that on just a fraction.
I was just telling you, Monsieur Laszlo, that
That's interesting. Don't usually see that in laserdisc transfers.
See, my dear, the word has gone around.
As leader of all illegal activities in Casablanca, I'm an influential and respected man. It will not be worth my life to do anything for Monsieur Laszlo. You, however, are a different matter.
Signor Ferrari thinks it might just be possible to get an next visa for you.
You mean for me to go on alone?
And only alone.
I'll stay here and keep on trying. I'm sure in a little while.
Might as well be frank, monsieur. It would take a miracle to get you out of Casablanca, and the Germans are outlawed miracles.
We are only interested in 2 visas, senor.
Please, Irsa, don't be hasty.
No, Victor, no.
You two will want to discuss this. Excuse me, I'll be at the bar.
No, Irsa.
I feel a bit dizzy. Oh. Eyesight looks okay, but I can feel pressure in my ear. I feel dizzy. Oh. Get this movie out of the way, boom, 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 and then I'll turn everything off and go into bed. Oh, crikey, not that guy. Bloody hell. Where the next cue ought to be? All these Nazis walking in.
Monsieur Rich, you are getting to be your best customer. Live like a Frenchman.
But some going over, your man gave my place this afternoon. We just barely got cleaned up in time to open.
But I took... Well, drinking. I'm very pleased with you. Now you're beginning to live like a Frenchman.
But some going over, your man gave my place this afternoon. We just barely got cleaned up in time to open.
Well, I told Strasser you wouldn't find the letters here, but I told my men to be especially destructive. You know how that impresses Germans? Rick, have you got those letters of transit?
Lawyer, you pro Vichy or free French?
Serves me right for asking a direct question. The subject is closed.
Looks like you're a little late.
Huh?
A little late.
Huh?
So Yvonne's gone over to the enemy.
Who knows?
So Yvonne's gone over to the enemy.
Who knows? In her own way, she may constitute an entire second front. Well, I think it's time for me to flat out Major Strasser a little. I'll see you later, Rick.
Sasha!
I don't like disturbances in my place. Either lay off politics or get out. Either lay off politics or get out.
You see, Captain? The situation is not as much under control as you believe.
My dear Major, we are trying to cooperate with your government, but we cannot regulate the feelings of our people.
Captain, are you entirely certain which side you're on?
I have no conviction, if that's what you mean. I blow with the wind, and the prevailing wind happens to be from Vichy.
And if it should change?
Surely the right doesn't admit that possibility.
We are concerned about more than Casablanca. We know that every French province in Africa is honeycombed with traitors. More than Casablanca. We know that every French province in Africa is honeycombed with traitors, waiting for their chance, waiting perhaps for a leader.
A leader? Like Laszlo?
Mm-hmm. I have been thinking. It is too dangerous if we let him go. It may be too dangerous if we let him stay.
I see what you mean.
Ich bin schon hier, Herr Leuchtag. Ich habe den feinsten Cognac gebracht.
To cognac.
As time goes by, 30.
Yes, sir. Right this way, if you please.
I'll have Sam play As Time Goes By. I believe that's your favorite tune. I'll have Sam play As Time Goes By. I believe that's your favorite tune.
Thank you.
Ouais, la partie continue, mesdames. Pour les jeux, mesdames et messieurs, les jeux sont... Rien ne va plus. 22, noir, vert et pâle.
Cash it in and don't come back.
Rien ne va plus, monsieur. Fini.
So are you sure this place is honest?
Fini.
So are you sure this place is honest?
Honest as the day is long.
Rien ne va plus.
Maybe.
How are we doing
I don't know.
tonight?
Well, a couple of thousand less than I thought there would be. Rien ne va Marquons les jeux, mesdames et messieurs, les jeux sont...
Just a lucky guy.
La partie continue. Mesdames et messieurs, marquons... Plus, madame. Rien ne va plus, madame.
Captain Renault, may I? Not here, please. Come to my office in the morning. We'll do everything businesslike. We'll be there at 6. I'll be there at 10. Means that you won. I'll see you in the morning.
Thank you so much, Captain Reno.
Boss, you've done a beautiful thing.
Are you crazy Russian?
Back with you.
I suspected. You're a rank sentimentalist, yeah? As I suspected. You're a rank sentimentalist, yeah? Why? Why do you interfere with my little romances? Put it down as a gesture to love. Well, I'll not forgive you this time. But I'll be in tomorrow night with a breathtaking blonde. And it'll make me very happy if she loses. Mr. Blaine, I wonder if I could talk to you. Go ahead. That's what I have to say. My art.
I think there might be a Q dot coming up.
That's right. You must know it's very
I think
important.
the Q dot is somewhere coming up,
It's
but
my privilege to be one of the leaders of a great movement. You know, to the light. It's very important I get off Casablanca. It's my privilege to be one of the leaders of a great movement. You know what I've been doing. You know what it means.
it's hard to say whether the sound or or any of the Foley on this has been redone, or because yeah.
To the work, to the lives of thousands and thousands of people. I'll be free. I'm a saloon keeper. My friends in the underground tell me that you've quite a record. You ran guns to Ethiopia. You fought against the fascists in Spain. What of it? It's business, man. Captain, I'll raise it to 200,000. My friend, you could make it 1,000,000 francs at 3. My answer would still be the same. Ask your wife. My wife? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Marseilles. Wait.
Raise the spirit, the morale.
What I mean, if Laszlo's presence in a cafe can inspire this unfortunate demonstration, what more will his presence in Casablanca bring on? I advise that this place be shut up at once.
But everybody's having such a good time.
Yes, much too good a time. Casablanca bring on. I advise that this place be shut up at once.
But everybody's having such a good time.
Yes, much too good a time. The place is to be closed.
But I've no excuse to close it.
Find one.
Sortez, messieurs, sortez. Everybody, sortez. Everybody is to leave here immediately. This cafe is closed until further notice. Clear the room at once.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Mademoiselle, after this disturbance, it is not safe for Lazarus to stay in Casablanca.
This morning you implied it was not safe for him to leave Casablanca.
That is also true, except for one destination, to return to occupied France.
Occupied France?
Under safe conduct from me.
What value is that? You may recall what German guarantees have been worth in the past.
Authorities will find a reason to put him in the concentration camp here.
The other alternative?
My dear mademoiselle, perhaps you have already observed that in Casablanca, human life is cheap. Good night, mademoiselle.
There's got to be a Q dot coming up.
Garçon?
Later.
What happened with Rick?
We'll discuss it later. Our faithful friend is still there. The heroics before his tell you hotel room.
Whatever I'd say, you would carry.
Apparently he has the letters. You. Wasn't a concentration. Much, my dear.
I know.
To say it.
Victor.
Q dot.
Victor.
Q dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Be careful.
10. No.
Of course.
No. I think it's go back a little bit. It's back here.
Yes. Yes, I know. Victor, whatever I do, will you believe that I...
You don't even have to say it. I'll believe. Good night, dear.
Good night.
Q dot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Another Q dot there.
Victor.
Real changeover. Yeah. Q dot.
Be careful.
Of course, I'll be careful.
So there'll be another Q dot on the next this side. So it's coming up almost to changeover.
Maybe I won't have to. A bribe has worked before. In the meantime, everybody stays on salary.
Thank you, Eric.
The transit. Ain't no deal.
Well, I know how you feel about me, but you are our last hope. If you don't help us, Victor Laszlo will die in Casablanca.
What? Favor.
That you are out of my life. That you are out of my life.
The day you left
We all have Paris. We always have Paris.
Just a 2-line item in the paper, Victor Laszlo.
38,000.
Looking at you, kid. He's looking at you, kid.
I wish I didn't love you so much.
38,933. I guess up to about 38,000. So praise it. Changeover. So that's the other pressing. This came out at the same time as the Region 1, so it'd be the same as the Region 1 DVD. But I like these snapper cases. I like them. I like that sound it makes when you clock it in there. Wow. Like that. That's, wow. Like that. Wow. We'll always have snapper cases. Yeah.
I think we lost them. Yes. I'm afraid to.
Oh, this might come in handy.
You
You haven't any actual proof, and you know it. This isn't just.
Any chance you were to help him to escape?
What makes you think?
Two, you got the letters of transit, now don't.
This spawn plane taking off in 10 minutes. East runway. Visibility 1.5 miles. Light count fog. Depth of fog approximately 500.
He's looking at you, kid. 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 You kid. Everything is in order. Everything is in order. Anything. I'm going to anyway because it may make a difference to you later on.
Yes.
She tried everything to get them and nothing worked. This time I know our side will win.
Away with him. I know a little about women, my friend. She went, but she knew you were lying.
Anyway, thanks for helping me out.
Laszlo is on that plane.
Why do you stand here? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
Get away from that phone. I would advise you not to interfere. I was willing to shoot Captain Reno, and I'm willing to shoot you. Shut up. Put that phone down. Get that phone down. Get me the radio tower. Get me the radio tower. Shut up. Put that phone down. Get me the radio tower. Put it down. Down. Down.
Major Strasser has been shot. Round up the usual suspects. Round up the usual suspects. Round up the usual suspects.
Run exit towards you.
Wow, look at that palm tree. Look at that palm tree. Look at that palm tree in CAV. Wow.
Well, Rick, you're not only a sentimentalist, but you've become a patriot.
I read, but it seemed like a good time to start.
I think perhaps you're right. It might be a good idea for you to disappear from Casablanca for a while. There's a free French garrison over at Brazzaville. I could be induced to arrange a passage.
My letter of transit? I could use a trip. It doesn't make any difference about our bet. You still owe me 10,000 francs.
And that 10,000 francs should pay our expenses.
Our expenses? Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Wow, wow. Knock my socks off. Wow. Brilliant movie. Doesn't need to be remade. It can't be remade. It's not possible to remake it. It works. It seems to work, that movie. Wow. So I don't think there's any extras. Oh, there's a little extras, a little supplement. There's not much. It's just a little supplement. Probably be some extras on next side. All right. Okay. Oh, the chapters contents in the movie. Yeah, the chapter contents. Oh, that's interesting. What was that? So, step forward. Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. French. Reason when the right back to those over the fairly entrepreneur activity from the public company but beautiful. Let's just take that. Oh, oops. Sam begs Rick to avoid rereading. Oof. Wow.
It's been a long time.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of water under the bridge.
Frank,
Sorry.
Captain Renault, me 6. 1. Well, maybe not so straight. It was my check.
Are you crazy? You think of me only as leader of a cause.
Boss, we have a warrant for you.
Until you came to Casablanca.
Well, Rick, you're not only a sentimentalist, but you've become a patriot. Have you?
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private room. A fool enough. Who do you think? I know there is coming in there. There is no secret. You dare not keep me out of here.
Yes, what's the trouble?
These gentlemen. I have been in every family room between Honolulu and Berlin. And if you think I'm going to be kept out of a saloon like this, you're very much mistaken.
Excuse me, please.
Hello, Harvey.
Excuse me, please.
Hello, Harvey.
Know who I am?
I do. You're lucky the bar's open to you.
With the Deutsche Bank.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play. Never will, sir.
hello. This is Mr. Laz.
The tables. It's hours later, and in Rick's cafe, a solitary lamp still burns, and in the shadows, Sam.
Boss, ain't you going to bed?
Go on, keep. She's coming back. I know she's coming back.
Well, we could take the car, you and me, and drive till morning. We go fishing somewhere and stay until she leaves.
The guy dies and she walks in.
One out, one in. Of all the joints and all the towns and all the world, she walks into mine. Hey, what's that you're playing?
Oh, just a little something of my own.
Now, stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, I know.
Yeah, you played it for her. You can play it for me.
Yes, boss. Boss, listen.
What?
You got company.
No. Come to Casablanca.
I wouldn't have come if I'd known you were here. Believe me, Rick, it's true.
What about your voice? Still the same. Rick, dear, I'll go any place with you. We'll get on a train together and we'll never stop.
Don't, Rick.
Mostly I remember the last Paris.
Whoa,
Remember the last.
And count the days.
Oh, wow, finish. I remember the last Paris.
What's that? A colour frame of the Casablanca colorized? What's that about? I've heard some rumours about. Colorization is a process by which colour is applied by a computer to videotape transfer of black and white films. Huh. Colorized, huh. Huh. Huh.
Oh, wow, finish. With his pockets of eyes. Go
Whoa,
out, finish.
whoa.
I got
Whoa.
a sledgehammer, just hit him between the eyes.
Can I tell you a story, Rick?
Go out, finish.
Wow.
I don't know the finish yet myself.
Okay. Maybe one will come to you as you go along.
It's about a girl who met a man she's heard about all her life. A great and courageous man. And soon, everything this girl knew or ever became was because of this man. She looked up to him and worshipped him with a feeling she thought was love.
There bear stories in my time. Tell me, was he the guy you left me for? Was it Laszlo? Or were there a few others in between?
Rick.
He is in custody. There is no hurry. The murder of the couriers, not referring to from Russian to the Sahara.
Is he the guy you left me for?
Oh, there's multiple language tracks here. Oh, wow. I thought I was... What was it? What's going on with that? I thought, oh, there's multiple tracks going on the digital track and on the analog tracks, multiple tracks. Oh.
Was love.
There bear stories in my time.
Russian.
So where can you get the colorized version? Oh.
America's President Roosevelt and Britain's Prime Minister Churchill. In a city...
Rick, I have often speculated on why you do not return to America.
There's a roulette table inside for people who like to speculate.
Yes, I notice Ugarte.
Rick, why my name?
Because you're getting on the plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
Yes, what a... Mr. and Mrs. Victor Lasso.
Rick, why my name?
Because you're getting on the
plane.
Whatever
President
brought you?
Roosevelt flew 4,000 miles from Washington.
The church funds back home? Did you run Casablanca? Did you abscond with the church funds back home? Did you run off with somebody's wife? I should like to think that you killed a man. It's the romantic in me. Killed a man. It's the romantic in me.
Well, I'll tell you. It was a combination of all three.
Someday I'll find out. Oh, Rick, before you came, I took the liberty of escorting a visitor to your best table, a German, Major Strasser. I wanted him to be on hand for the excitement. I'm a murderer. Please don't warn him, Rick.
Now, look, I stick my neck out.
Don't warn him, Rick.
Now, look, I stick my neck out for nobody.
But I'm staging the arrest here out of my high regard for you. It'll interest the customers.
And perhaps Major Strasser.
Perhaps. Cassell.
Yes, Captain.
You will find Franz Ugarte inside at the roulette table.
Yes?
Arrest him for the murder at the roulette table.
Yes?
Arrest him for the murder of the German couriers.
Yes, Captain.
Or he'll be carrying some letters of transit. Be sure you get them.
Yes.
You don't have to explain anything.
But I'm going to, because it may make a difference to you later on. You know about Rick and me?
Yes.
But you didn't know I was with him last night at his place when you
It's
were
coming
there.
up to 39,000 frame.
She tried everything to get them enough.
Rick,
I don't know. I ain't seen him all night.
will he be back?
Oh, he ain't coming. He went home.
Does he always leave so early after
It's coming up to 40,000 frame.
shooting? Oh, Sam.
You're bad luck to him.
Sam, bye.
I can't remember it, Miss Ilsa. Just a sigh.
How many frames?
Hello,
41,000 frames.
This is
40,
Let's get over you.
42,000. 42. That's changeover. This is nothing on side B. Colorized version. I've heard about a colorized version. Skipped my mind. That was a long time now. A long time ago I heard about those. When they used to do these colorized versions of black and white movies. But they weren't very favourable, but I don't seem to mind. Yeah.
In addition to the Epstein's and Koch versions, Wallace now had asked Casey Robinson to do some work on a new segment which had been added to the script, a flashback showing Rick and Ilsa's love affair in Paris, the Nazi takeover of the city, and Ilsa's disappearance, leaving Rick alone on the last train out of Paris. This sequence was felt necessary, especially by Michael Curtiz, to strengthen the love interest and the overall romantic atmosphere of the film, making understandable Rick's bitterness at what he feels is Ilsa's betrayal. Robinson also suggested a valuable addition to the scene between Rick and Sam about Ilsa after her departure from the cafe. Robinson pointed out that the current scene between the two men was weak. You must heighten here, he said, the great fear that Sam has, the almost superstitious fear, and also heighten his pleading with Rick to get out of town until this woman is gone. The audience will get from this the fact that this woman has done terrific damage to Rick, but also that this woman is of terrific importance to Rick, and it's a very effective lead-in to the flashbacks. Robinson also suggested
When I was sick in Marseille, I was ill for 2 weeks, and you were in danger every minute of the time.
that it occurred
Why didn't you leave?
in the cafe when she...
I meant to.
It is Rick's bitterness, his brutality, which spring from his wounded pride, which stopped Ilsa from telling him the truth about
Your
what...
secret will be safe.
In other words,
That's the audio.
followed defeat for the to the next...
Ivan's gone over to the enemy.
Who knows?
So Ivan's gone over to the enemy. So Ivan's gone over to the enemy.
Who knows? In her own way, she may constitute an entire second front. Well, I think it's time for me to flatter Major Strasser a little. I'll see you later, Rick. Well, I think it's time for me to flatter Major Strasser a little. I'll see you later, Rick.
Sasha!
Range 75. 1 minute. I don't like disturbances in my place. Either lay off politics or get out. Disturbances in my place. Either lay off politics or get out. Disturbances in my place. Either lay off politics or get out.
You
see, Captain? The situation is not as much under control as you believe.
My dear Major, we are trying to cooperate with your government, but we cannot regulate the feelings of our people.
Captain, are you entirely certain which side you're on?
I have no conviction, if that's what you mean. I blow with the wind, and the prevailing wind happens to be from Vichy.
And if it should change?
Well, surely the right doesn't admit that possibility.
We are concerned about more than Casablanca. We know that every French province in Africa is honeycombed with traitors, waiting for their chance, waiting perhaps for a leader.
A leader? Like Laszlo?
Mm-hmm. I have been thinking. It is too dangerous if you let him go. It may be too dangerous if you let him stay.
I see what you mean.
Ich bin schon hier, Herr Leuchtag. Ich habe den feinsten Cognac gebracht.
Let home when they get to America.
Very nice.
This then was fear, uncertainty, and helplessness that marked this phase of the war.
To America.
Your heart is to us to leave Europe. Thank you, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. You see here? Well, happier days.
Very unusual sort of supplement. It's just playing over the same sort of exact same frame thing, and there's just sort of a commentary over it, or explaining the scenes.
You know what it means
In late 19, he arrived in Casablanca, where he had many friends among the fighting French, working and waiting there for the day of deliverance. Eisner's knowledge of Casablanca, the customs and conditions of the strange assortment of nationalities gathered there, was
You ran guns to Ethiopia. You fought against the fascists in
making
Spain.
the picture.
What
Humphrey
else?
Bogart and Ingrid Bergman
Strange that you always
listened
have to be
attentively
fighting on the
to
side of
Eisner for
young
hours at a time
Yes, I
between the
found that a very
scenes.
expensive hobby,
Claude
too, but
Rains,
then I never was
playing a
much of a
prefect of
businessman.
police, got
Are you enough of a businessman to appreciate an offer of 100,000 francs?
of a
But
Casablanca.
I don't accept it.
I'll raise it to 200,000.
My friend, you could make it 1,000,000 francs at 3. My answer would still be the same.
Those were real Nazis, and their heartfelt. In this scene, for instance, most of the extras were real refugees from the Nazis, and their heartfelt singing of the Marseillaise gives the scene an impact that no group of Hollywood extras could deliver. Madeleine LeBeau, for instance, who plays Yvonne, fled Paris in 1940 when the Nazis entered. It took her a year to get out of Europe via Lisbon and a Chilean visa, which she bought on the black market and which turned out to be fraudulent, a fact she discovered while en route to Veracruz, Mexico. She managed to obtain a temporary residency in Canada, then finally entered the United States, making her way to Hollywood, where her French film work enabled her to get a contract with Warner Brothers. Casablanca was her first film in this country, and the Marseillaise scene was particularly emotionally wrenching for her. Those were real tears you saw her crying in those. Was her first film in this country, and the Marseillaise scene was particularly emotionally wrenching for her. Those were real tears you saw her crying in those close-ups. The war was brought home even more vividly to the Casablanca troupe when Bogart received a fan letter from a Swedish youth named Lars Gustafsson. The letter was written in Swedish, so Bogart asked Ingrid Bergman to translate it. The letter told how Gustafsson had taken a small boat from his home in Sweden and attempted to cross the English Channel to try to join the British fighting forces, but was intercepted by the Nazis and put into a concentration camp. After his escape, he had written Bogart a fan letter, saying that he had learned his family had come to America since the outbreak of war, but he did not know where they were. Through Swedish friends of Ingrid Bergman in the East, she and Bogart located the youth's family in Minneapolis and put them all in touch with one another. On top of it all, Miss Bergman learned that the boy's sister, Helga, had been a student at the same school that Bergman had attended as a girl in Stockholm. In an interview at the time, Bergman said that she found America, quote, a great, big, bewildering, wonderful place, unquote. She was delighted that it and Hollywood could offer her an infinitely wider scope in the choice of roles, in the wealth of surrounding talent, and in production facilities that were so much more sophisticated than the small film industry in Sweden. She and her husband, Peter, a dentist, led as pleasant a life as they could in those days, and as she said, they prayed for a quick end to the war. She went on, we Swedes are formal and unbending, and sometimes very stubborn. We think deeply and are very serious, but maybe in America we don't take this war seriously enough. It is something we cannot skim over lightly. I feel this very much because I know from my friends in Sweden how awful this threat is to us all. Bergman was an ambitious actress, wildly ambitious. She was happiest when she was working, and she wanted to play parts that were challenging, that gave her the chance to break away from her, quote, good girl, unquote, image. In Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, she had begged Victor Fleming, the director, to let her change roles with Lana Turner, who was to play the tart Ivy, and let Turner play the role that Bergman was scheduled for, that of Dr. Jekyll's fiancée. The switch had resulted in good critical and audience reaction, and this was one of the good critical and audience reaction, which had resulted in good critical and audience reaction, and this was one of the reasons why Bergman was so reluctant to play in Casablanca. She found the part of Ilsa
Meeting tonight.
I must. Besides, it is not that a man has a chance to display heroics before his wife.
What did you find out?
Apparently he has the letters,
Yes.
but no intention of selling them. One would think if sentiment would persuade him, money would.
Did he give any reason?
He suggested I ask you.
Ask me.
Yes, he said, ask your wife. I don't know why he said that. In a concentration.
Eric. Sasha will be happy
Yeah, it's got to be coming up the end now on this now. That's it.
to hear it.
There's not much left to it on this side. 34,000, 35, 60, probably about 40,000 frames.
The strength to
yeah. Oh, that's it. That's a bit of a... that's not too bad. Well, the film, yeah, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, Casablanca. Oh, yeah. It's almost like well, I tell you, Casablanca's a lot better than Star Wars The Force Awakening. The Last Jedi. Oh, dear. Better than that. Oh. Oh, not bad transfer, that. Not bad. No age enhancement. Q dots. It's got Q dots. Wow. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's it. I'm free. 1.